You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yeah, there you go. That's a no-sell. That's what I like to see. Toughen you up, buddy. Toughen you up. You're like a diamond in the rough. Good morning. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com. Happy Wednesday, September 7th to you, which I believe is Star Wars or Disney Plus Day or tomorrow's Disney Plus Day. Either way, good morning, Powers.
Good morning, Beef.
And good morning, Weirdo.
Good morning.
Oh, we got a jam-packed show for you today with tickets on the line for Alice in Chains, Breaking Benjamin, and Bush. Bush just is about to release a brand new album. We just played some new music from Bush on the station, so they're primed to make a comeback. So that's cool. We have that going on. We're also going to be speaking with the prettiest ink master, judge and champion, Ryan Ashley, around 7:20 this morning. And you're a fan of Ryan, Weirdo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was rechecking out some of her stuff last night, and it's like, oh, this is exciting.
Yeah, I went down the rabbit hole with her, and full disclosure, a publicist reached out and was like, "Hey, would you like to speak with Ryan?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a big fan of his. Go for it." And he's like, it's a chick, and I'm like, all right, I don't watch that reality show BS. But then I started watching Ink Master again. I'm like, oh, yeah, I have watched the show before.
Yeah.
It's a show that was hosted by Dave Navarro this season, which is released today on Paramount Plus. Benji from Good Charlotte's the host. And then Dave Navarro, formerly Jane's Addiction, the song that is, our show open, is the Chaos Master. He just pops in to cause chaos. Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, he basically plays the Powers role on Ink Master now. So you bring in the chaos. All right, we have a lot of stuff to cover today. First and foremost, a major announcement in the world of sports, or at least spectacle, was announced coming to Arizona. Jake Paul's next fight with the legendary Anderson Silva is going to be at Gila River Arena up in Glendale, right? Or Phoenix. And that's a spectacle. That's a big deal. Anderson Silva is one of the all-time greats and a very good boxer. And Jake Paul runs his mouth with the best of them. So, of course, people are still ponying up $50 at a pop just to watch this kid get knocked out. It hasn't happened yet. Will this be the case? Will Arizona be his tombstone?
Yeah.
That's what we'll find out here in a little while, as it was just announced, and the turnaround should be good. By the way, it should be a pretty chaotic spectacle. And if you were looking, ladies, if you're in the market for douchebags, right? If you're like, man, I just need like a super douchey dude in my life. I need, the type of guy with the lifted truck that has balls hanging from it, an American flag draped across the hood. Where can I find that guy? He's not on Tinder. No. But he'll be at that Jake Paul fight. Oh, yeah.
For sure.
There'll be about 19,999 of those son of a bitches. So if you're looking for a jacked up D-bag, get ready, ladies. Shave your legs and wax your ass, because they're coming out in full force. See, where are we at as Americans, right? That's a question I ask myself on a regular basis. According to a 4-star general, they say Americans are just too fat to fight, or too criminal to join the armed forces to defend the country. Enlistment is at its lowest since after the Vietnam War. Now, I can fix this solution if they ask me. They haven't asked me, but I can give you this solution.
May I ask you, can you fix the solution for us, please?
Yes, I can. I have the solution. I can't fix it. I could tell them. I could lead the horse to water, but I can't make them drink. This is simple. All right. The first part, the fat thing, there's nothing I can do about that. Of course, I'm a fatty myself. I grew up in the fast food system, and I got a body to show for it. But as far as the criminal aspect of it, well, after 9/11, the attacks of 9/11, I was one of those Americans that was compelled to, fight for my country, fight against those evil terrorists. And I went down to the recruiting office, and I'm like, you know what they did was wrong. And I want to defend my life. I want my life to defend this country. I want to offer it. And they're like, cool. You look in decent enough shape. And I was then, I wasn't eating too much, a lot of cocaine. And they're like, okay, well, let's do a little background check. And you're like, oh, sorry, sir, you're a felon. And felons can't fight for this country, which didn't make sense to me at the time. Now, I was a felon because I was arrested for an ounce of marijuana when I was 17.
Right.
Got caught up in the system, completely screwed over. A lot of people, all right, especially at a very young age. And if you're poor and you're a minority, you get caught up in that system pretty easily. And when you do, and it ends up being really a BS case or cause, and you're kind of a victim of circumstance. Are you a hardened criminal? Are you a bad person? Are you not good enough to lie down and die for this country? Those are the questions that are asked. And if we could lax a little bit of the criminal system, we might have a few more candidates that might be eligible to go and fight meaningless wars for this country for oil and money, right?
Yeah.
But you guys created the system, so now you got to deal with it. You made this bed, and that's just the way it is, and it sucks. But, if you think about it, they're willing to press full-blown charges on women for having abortions or even have miscarriages. That's not true, and I'll take that back immediately. But
some states.
Yeah. I mean, it is absurd. The laws in some states are so absurd, and it does catch up people who, again, are not in a position to fight back, and those are people who can't afford attorneys, right? And then the next thing you know, they have no options and not even fighting for their country or donating their freedom to be a part of the system is good enough. And so it's the system's fault that we have enlistment at an all-time low. So if you want to bitch about it, but you can fix it because you created this problem. And that's my high horse of the morning. The rest of the day,
good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's coming out swinging.
Yeah.
Don't worry. The rest of the show, we're going to be talking about morons and D jokes and weird news of Weirdo. And we're going to talk to hot tattoo chicks. I mean, it's going to be on brand.
Good.
Just wanted to get that out of the way. Because when I see too fat and criminal, I take that personally. So I had to say something like, oh, you know what? F you, General.
Well, I think you're too old to even enlist now.
No, I know. Even if I wasn't, I'd be like, my knee. I got to be medically discharged.
Those bone spurs. Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm not trying to fight in that, but I'm totally too old. All right, we'll be back with the morning moron after a couple songs, kicking things off with Nirvana. It's Rock 102.1. Let's go. Man, welcome back to the podcast broadcast.
Yes,
we are live and we're getting ready for a lot of things. I'm about to play that Nickelback song again. Yes, because your third time is the charm. We debuted it as a mystery song. People are calling up like, I can't Shazam it. I can't get it on the Snapchat. Like, no, that's right, bitch, because it's mine. I got the exclusive in the market, in the nation, the first person to play that song because we've been saying for a long time. It's over. The whole gimmick and shtick of hating on this band, done with, man. We don't have that many great rock and roll bands left. So why, be prissy about it?
Look at us living through history.
Yeah.
We lived through crappy history in the last couple years. Now we got something good.
Exactly.
I'm here for it.
It does take like a couple recessions and really hitting rock bottom as a nation to appreciate the songs of Nickelback. So having new Nickelback back is great. We got the podcast broadcast running right now.
Yeah.
So you can join us on our Facebook pages or youtube.com/beefvegan. Coming up next, which sex sites are worth visiting when it comes to being a single swinger? Well, I'll run them by Weirdo and see what she says.
Single.
Technically, or whatever the case. What's going on, guys? Seeing all these comments here.
Good morning.
I was gonna say we don't have to start liking Creed though yet. Right?
No.
God, no.
Woo!
Yeah. I mean, come on. Let's
Do you put Daughtry at the same level of Creed?
No.
No,
Yes, I do.
Daughtry.
He's different. Here's what I saw Daughtry in concert once when I went to go see Bon Jovi in concert with my mom.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and let me tell you, Bon Jovi puts on a hell of a show.
Yeah,
He was tour of the year that year.
I never heard a sentence that screams, I don't fuck so hard in my life until I heard that sentence
Right?
strung
I was
together.
about to say, I'll go to a concert with your mom anytime.
It was a good time.
Yeah. That was pretty cool to get that song note
Yeah.
because the label knows and they were stoked on it. And even,
It's a banger.
yeah,
It's
even
good.
Mac. Well, they gave me a heads up that it was going to be good. I got excited. I didn't want to get my hopes up too much because coming from the source,
Yeah.
Right.
you never know. But
Like
overall,
a month ago, right?
yeah, it was about a month ago.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, let's do it. So we're going to do it again after the commercial break. And we do have this list to run through. And we've had a lot of stuff that we've done in the show so far this morning. It's been a good one.
Mhm.
We're nailing our speed breaks. And we had an interview with Ryan Ashley, which we'll play here in a little bit. And she's a gorgeous tattoo
Oh my
artist.
gosh.
My shitty thing is I'll pull up the picture for Ryan here on the podcast broadcast stream so you can see it. And then I'll also put in Ryan Ashley naked and go to images just to see, just to make sure.
Oh my gosh.
Because I'm an investigative journalist. I don't know how many times I got to stress this. Powers, let her know.
Oh, he
Oh,
says
no,
he's an investigative journalist all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
He
Right.
says that.
And it's not to say that I didn't put in the same Google search last night with naked. And it's just one of those things of like, you got to keep some things to yourself. B.
Did you find it though?
No, some very
Can
like
you airdrop it to me though?
lingerie clad, very sexy. Very
Okay, yeah,
sexy.
she's gonna put on some sexy stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
and then Nick, boner killer. She's also a very talented tattoo artist.
She
yes,
really is, though.
She is. Yes, she's very
and
talented.
When I was like going down that rabbit hole on YouTube, man, 4 years tattooing, and to watch her grow over that season and really push herself artistically,
It's impressive. For
it
sure.
really is.
Yeah, and they knew immediately when she came in. They're just like, oh, she's gorgeous. She's made for TV,
Right.
And so they got her as a contestant, and they didn't let her go. She's been in the Ink Master system ever since. She is long winded in her answers though, and I'm sure that pisses off a publicist or two. All right, we got about 10 seconds before we get on.
But she's pretty.
But she's pretty. So pretty girls get away with whatever they want to do.
Mhm.
It's just how it is. Good for you guys. Yeah. All right. Rock on 2.1 KFMA. Did I get a little jealous there? Did I seem a little jealous there?
Yourself, I just
Huh. Yeah. Well, like I said, pretty girls get to do whatever they want to do. Like, all right. Well, I guess that's the upside of being a pretty girl. The downside is being terrified whenever they go out.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
good point.
so
Yeah.
that is you know what? It's pretty fair trade. So I got some websites or apps for swingers and play partners. Now,
Okay.
of course, Weirdo is our resident poly expert here. She's in a relationship that you would describe as what?
A polycube.
Yeah, it's a cube.
'Cause there's 4 of us. And that's a little different than swinging.
Yeah.
But,
It's like a
Anyway.
poly table.
Yeah.
And then people can follow your exploits on Instagram, right?
Correct.
What is the Instagram?
The Royal Poly Family.
Yeah, it's a fun watch, and we're gonna pull up some pictures and get some
Oh,
backstories on the
all right
podcast
then.
broadcast in a little bit. But when it comes to sexuality, there's endless worlds to explore,
Mhm.
and it's become clear, like as a society, we're all about it.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
100%.
Yes, I mean you can see. I mean, even Powers has experienced and expressed his inner daddy,
Yes.
and really went full leaning into that. Got super freaky. So if you're looking for like-minded partners to have the world's rock, here's a list of some websites and apps that I'm just going to run through. And real quick, Weirdo, I just want you to be like yay or nay.
Okay.
First foremost, adultfriendfinder.com. It's the oldest and most well-known site.
I have not used that one, so I can't give a yay or nay.
Well, it's also the most expensive. It's $19.95 monthly for a year.
To be fair, though, those paid ones is worth it because that really does filter out the bull crap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
but
does.
you know what that is? That's like prostitute tax. Adult Friend Finder essentially is finding like sex workers, which I'm not shaming by any means.
Okay.
But yeah, you're paying $20. You're committed when you're paying
Right.
like your taxes on being a John or whatever the
All
case. This one I heard from an ex, and she was on it for a little bit. It's called FetLife.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah,
is
mhm.
that an endorsement?
It is an endorsement, but that one definitely leans more heavily to kink and BDSM.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, would you say you went on it as a girl who likes girls and guys?
Mhm.
But is it more guys than girls?
Oh, it is a sausage party.
Isn't
Right.
everything like that?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true, right? If you're looking for a freaky, like one night, like whatever the hell, no strings attached. Yeah, I know that my ex cleaned up on it, but now she's pretty dirty. So be careful out there. All right. More than one is a site designed specifically for polyamory.
Okay.
Oh, see, more than one.
Okay.
You know, what is the max? Again, I have asked this before. It's like the human centipede question. What is the max of you that you know of people in a poly relationship?
Like in different.
Besides the Mormon family, outside of that.
That's the joke I was going to make.
Polygamy. God. All right.
Well, like polygamy and polyamory, like I mean, there's
polyamory.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Isn't polyamory like a play off polygamy?
Usually polyamory is much more like consensual and transparent than polygamy, which is like the dude's in charge. You know what I mean? Like it's very that's like literally the patriarchy right there.
That's the one I like.
Okay.
Okay Cupid is a great mainstream dating app, but there's plenty of non-monogamous options as well.
Yeah.
Did you ever hook up with someone from Okay Cupid? You don't have to answer that.
I gotta really think.
Yes, yeah. All right, there's about 10 more that we'll run through on the podcast broadcast. We got clips as well because we're going to go through some of our viral videos. And also coming up, I'm going to replay a mystery song. It's called Mystery 22. It's Nickelback. And we're going to rock out to that one more time before the show is over. So keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA or join us, youtube.com/beefvegan. Let's see if streamers have used any of these sites to success. So we knew about OkCupid. That's been around forever.
I mean, I can tell you the best one I used.
Okay, what's the best one you ever used?
It's called Field. FEELD. That one I say like
I do have that on the list.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So I had not heard of more than one. Is that a more recent one?
I don't think so. Field being a more recent one? No, I don't think so.
No, I'm talking about the more than one. Because like I've been poly for 5 years, and like when we were first poly, like there was nothing. Like it was just like Tinder, OkCupid, it was all that, and then just making sure that you're putting that you're not monogamous, all that.
Do you get newsletters? Like being poly, do you sign up for newsletters? Like coming up this week in the poly world, we have discounts available at Denny's.
Like you do talk about it like there's a magazine that you get coupons out of sometimes. Yeah.
But ironically, we had just moved in with our other partners, and so we're house sharing 1,100 square feet. We just went and took family photos, and then all of a sudden, my girl is like texting me. She's like, "You're not going to believe this." She got the neighborhood email, and it was talking about house sharing and the benefits of doing so. And I'm just like, oh, look at that. See, we're in a newsletter. It's good.
Oh, nice. Okay. So then you're not the only ones house sharing, but you're the only ones not blood related doing it.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. That's
not
good.
Arkansas.
Have you met all your neighbors yet?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm not that kind of neighbor. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm good.
I know. But trust me, you'll be everyone's favorite neighbor once they figure you out. So Field.
So Field was really good because that one is specifically open relationships, poly. And that one I had, some success on. Yeah,
they say in this it's sex positive and honest is the one sentence description on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just hate app names in general.
Well,
Field and it's spelled that way.
Yeah, Field.
Just like an app.
You gotta brand it. Yeah. It is what it is. Recon, it's like FetLife, but caters to the queer man. Recon, RECON.
That's gonna trick a bunch of rednecks.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's good. Well, trick them or be like, this is a good cover up. Just like my camo.
Yeah.
And no one will ever know that I really desire man if I say the F word.
Yeah. Is the logo like a scope that you look through because you're trying to find a target?
Yeah. All right. The SDC is Swingers Date Club. So it's big in the southeastern United States, and it was the original Swingers Connection site. So SLS is Swing Lifestyle. That's been around since 2001.
Okay.
It's also an app great for rural towns without a huge scene if you're looking to get one started.
Okay.
All right. There's a site called Sniffies. I'm not making it up.
That's not a feet site because they missed the boat.
It's a place where motherfucking couples, male-female couples.
Yeah. I do that every time I would see MF, and I'm like, motherfucking.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, I always did that. So, yeah.
Couples can find straight or bi dudes to join in. So, Sniffies, is looking for those unicorns, usually well-endowed dudes.
No, male unicorns are dragons, I believe. Okay. They're called dragons. So
well-endowed?
That's the bi. Oh, I mean.
Yeah.
Dragons are big.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I know.
You're all right. Don't worry. It's okay. You could hear his inner monologue.
I was
right now.
like, I thought I was going to have another side gig available to me, but no. Okay.
The sad music from the Incredible Hulk is just playing in his head.
All right. Swapfinder.com. It's a global swingers network boosting millions of active users, most of them bots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tinder, of course, we know the drill. 3Fun. 3Fun?
I tried 3Fun when I think it had just come out a few years ago.
Okay.
And that one, like, there just wasn't. I mean, I'd swipe a couple times. I'm like, oh, I'm back at the beginning of the list here. There just was not that many users on it.
All right. Well, yeah, they say that it's almost total 5-star, over 82,000 rating. So,
Okay.
yeah, I guess it might be growing. So you might.
I mean,
you don't
it
need
has
to do it now.
really exploded in the last, I would say, 2 to 3 years. Like, I think COVID made a big turn.
Yeah, of course.
It did, because then everybody was on the internet. More people were not, like, they were like, F it. Like, maybe this does take us out. Like, why not just like live our truth and be out and open? So.
Okay. Yeah. And then the last one on this list is #open, catering to the open relationship crowd.
Right.
Just be clear what it is you're looking for.
Yeah.
Go #open.
Yeah, I mean, that's always my advice for anybody, is just literally state it out. And that was what was nice about Field, is you weren't, narrowed down to just 110 characters or whatever on Tinder. Like, you could give a full explanation. You could also partner yourself. So my husband had one as well, and we were able to say, like, we are partnered. So then that way, when there were those unicorns that were looking for a couple, it did make it easier to make those connections.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nice little features.
Nice.
You're going to pay me money.
Yeah.
Promoting them.
Yeah, absolutely. You should. All right. Let's take a quick break to watch a man be terrified for 60 seconds on a roller coaster. So he's a manly man. You can tell he works out.
Mm-hmm.
He's tough. He ain't scared of nothing except for dying. All right, let's check this out. This is gonna be good.
You're locked in. You'll be fine.
We're locked in. You'll be fine.
To me, it's the height.
Imagine if he's on a date.
Right?
Amazing.
I've seen that. Ever on a haunted house or two?
And done. All right, yeah. I only paused you because it's louder on the stream.
Sure.
So yes. So you were saying?
I've run a haunted house or two, right? And there are some cliches about sometimes when black folks get scared, as we've seen on viral videos and certain things like that. Oh my God, it's the funniest thing on earth.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, they ain't having it.
No. They're like, not today, Satan. Not today, Satan. They ain't fucking around. Legitimately. All right, yeah, we are going to go down the rabbit hole and have Weirdo describe some of these pictures that she posted on her Instagram about the Pauley family, the royal Pauley family. Give a little backstory.
So that's the joke.
Yeah.
Is we're the royal family, because a lot of us are involved in Derby. So we're like, oh, we're the Derby royal family. So then it just went from there.
Absolutely. And we're going to do that here right after this. This morning, we got Weird with Weirdo. In case you missed it, went a little something like this. 102.1 KFMA at 6:50. It's time to get weird with Weirdo. Weirdo, what'd you find on the internet this morning?
Actually, nothing.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. We ran out of time.
They finally cleaned the internet. There's nothing left. They scraped it all into the trash.
That's insane. I mean, I know the weird websites you go to. So what do you got for us?
All right. A former publishing company worker in Japan said he's found his dream job.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
He gets paid to do nothing.
Oh, nice.
Nothing.
How?
He stole Power's job.
Hey, wait a minute.
Wait a second.
So what do you mean he gets paid to do nothing?
Well, Shoji Morimoto pays his rent by himself out there for lonely people. He just hangs out with lonely people.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Firstly, you say that like it's nothing. That's quite a job.
That's true.
I
Never.
used to run a comic book store. Okay.
Yeah. You hung out with lonely people all the time.
Quite a bit.
And you were
Yeah.
exhausted by the end of the day.
Make a purchase and get out.
Well, I mean, he was paid just once to just wave goodbye to a traveler. That was
Wow.
it. Just sat there and waved.
Wow.
Oh, that's so sad for that sad traveler.
Well, people in Japan are weird, man, and they do some
Yeah.
weird stuff, and this just adds up to it. So, they're willing to just rent a friend for a minute, and this guy found a shtick, and he's getting paid good money doing this. So, how much money is he making?
On average, he charges about $71 to quote unquote be there for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. They're renting a friend. Does this friend have any benefits? Is there an extra fee they could pay?
No,
Okay.
no, he's literally sticking right to the line.
The only job for his hand is waving goodbye.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he's doing great. He's got about over 4,000 bookings in the
Wow.
last 4 years. And he makes enough money to support his wife and child.
That's insane.
His
You know,
only income.
I could do this for a living, I bet.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you're everyone's best friend forever. So I
Yeah.
feel like this is your Japanese twin.
I should do it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
My-
Yeah.
My problem is I'm such a Luddite. I've thought about this. So I'm like, how do I start a brick and mortar business where I'm a friend to people? Like, you don't got to open a brick and morter.
No,
you just need like a website.
Yeah.
Everyone works remotely now too, so maybe you could be a friend just via Skype.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
super fun.
Uh-huh. All right. Anything else in the world of weird there, weirdo?
Well, the remains of a 17th century vampire found with a sickle around her neck.
Oh,
Yeah.
They found a vampire. Did she have fangs and stuff?
No.
Okay.
No. No.
So, okay, it was back in the 1700s. Essentially, this is a lady who slept with more than one person and had attitude when denying suitors. And they're
Yeah.
like, "You're a vampire.
You're a vampire.
You're a demon, woman."
Succubus.
Yes.
So,
What happened?
all right, in a Polish cemetery, the remains of an accused vampire have been found. Archaeologists said that the find dates back to the 17th century, and to protect the village from this quote unquote vampire rising from the dead, the corpse had a bunch of booby traps on it.
Ooh.
Where did they
Yeah.
place them?
You're a child.
Yeah, well, So had the sickle, which is that curved kind of sword thing,
Uh-huh.
placed around its neck. A toe had been padlocked.
Oh.
Well, we got to padlock them toes.
Yeah.
So just in case she rose from the dead,
Yeah.
the toe would have done her
It's
in.
the ankle bracelet of the 1700s.
Right.
Yeah, and in addition, they found her buried with a silk cap on her head, indicating that she had been of high social status.
Oh.
So she was a fancy vampire.
Yeah. Well, I mean, vampires back in the day, that was a lucrative career.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It didn't suck.
I
I'm not proud of that joke. All right.
loved it.
Yeah, so let's hit the reset. When we come back, we're going to play another round of The Last Word for tickets on the line for Alice in Chains, Breaking Benjamin, and Bush. That's coming up next on Beef Vegan Presents, so don't go away. All right, we're back here on the podcast broadcast, and Powers has a rubber pencil.
Sick rubber pencil thing going on right now.
Breaking
Oh my
news.
gosh.
I have headlines to share, and I have a story that I want to share on the air here in a little bit. But about a guy who we were just talking about dating and COVID and how it affected some people.
Mhm.
Well, there's one douchebag, and I say this, I don't mean to hate. Okay, actually, I should be proud of this guy. He lived, he's living the dream.
Okay.
A young,
Okay.
good-looking dude. Goes to Tinder. I've been young before. I never necessarily been good looking, and Tinder wasn't around in my day.
No.
I would have numerous STDs if it was. So it's a silver lining. Like, it's a blessing in
More
disguise.
than you already have.
I have none. Thank you. I had Trich once, took some antibiotics on that, and it's a very common STI, apparently. I found that out after I inquired it.
I've never heard of it, so
I never have
Trichomoniasis.
either.
No, I know, but it's not a common one where people know about it, but it's common, like people get it, and it's like the drip. It sucked. I got it the week I was fired. So yeah, it was a shitty week, man.
if
Insult to
only
injury.
there was a show to send an F My Life to at the time.
I know there wasn't. I was on the beach for a good month and a half. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're back on the podcast broadcast, and excuse me, I didn't mean to just pause the cough, but I did set this up as like kind of hating on this kid. We're talking about dating and COVID, and it slowed a lot of people down during times of COVID. But this kid who went viral on TikTok, it went the opposite direction for him. He decided to turn it into an experiment. You ever seen the movie 50 First Dates?
Yes.
Mhm.
Now, I wanted to do this here as like a radio promo, but then the lawyers got involved. And we also figured out that there's no way that 50 women would want to date me. So it never happened. But this guy basically came up with the idea. He said, look, I'm young and good looking enough and apparently have enough money to do this. I want to date a different girl from a different state in all 50 states.
Okay.
And he did this. And he put together basically like a bang spreadsheet of sorts or PowerPoint presentation in a TikTok, right?
Okay.
So it's 1 minute and 8 seconds of him basically like, see her, nailed her. See her, nailed her. Now he doesn't say nailed her. You assume, and again, the ratio. I'm sure he did not have sex with all 50 of these women.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But statistically speaking, he probably had sex with 10% of them
Okay.
at least, and that's 5, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Out of the 50. And if he did even more than that, then
Good on him.
yeah, good on him. Actually, he's a good looking kid. He could have got 50%. Banging across the nation. Remember Hands Across America?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm wanting to do a tour of all the states for like the national parks. I have the wrong idea.
Yeah. That's the nerd way to do it. All right. The super pimp way, apparently, is to go on Tinder and start matching with the hottest chicks in every state. Here's a rundown of the chicks that you're going to see on the podcast broadcast stream.
How old is he?
24 years old.
Okay.
Okay. And here's his dates. There's Alabama, Alaska. Look at these girls. Arizona. He did Arizona. Hold on. And Arizona, I just got to make sure I don't recognize her.
That's this place for sure.
Yeah, that's where I'm from. That's the local pop. Connecticut, you can see as he goes through all of these.
He's got a type.
Yeah,
He does have a type.
He has a type.
No, he does actually date around a little bit, and he does switch it up. So he's from Montana. His name's Matthew Warnig, and he downloaded Tinder during the pandemic lockdowns to entertain himself, and then discovered that he was matching with super hot chicks. So the 25-year-old decided to take his Romeo show on the road. He quit his job, traveled to all 50 states to have a first date with a woman from each one. Now, he documented these dates on TikTok and probably pretty soon his OnlyFans page. He told Newsweek all this, and he said before the pandemic, he only been on 5 dates. Now he's been on 100, and he still doesn't understand women. Good luck with that, Matthew. You'll be 100 years old before you figure out women, and you'll realize that they're unfigure-outable.
Yeah.
He added that he does treat all of his dates, saying that he was raised to believe a man should pay for the first date, which is very chivalrous of him for being a whore.
Yeah.
So I did open this up being kind of jealous. And I'm going to wrap up this segment by it being extremely jealous. Do you see these women in the slideshow?
They're gorgeous. But something weird I'm noticing, not any of them had any tattoos.
Oh,
None.
yeah. Well,
So,
he kind of looked like he was
interesting.
clean cut too. Well, they're younger. And tattoos are kind of out of style with the younger generation. Sorry, you thought it'd be forever cool, but you were wrong. All right, let's hit the reset. We got more Beef Vegan Presents, including the latest Nickelback song coming up after this. I know, it hurts. It hurts.
I think it's pretty. Tattoos, as common as they are still pretty uncommon. Like, there's an entire type of like these blonde girls will never get tattoos.
Well, do you remember Suicide Girls?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember when they had one model come on, she actually didn't, they brought her on, even though it was supposed to be like this whole selling point. She actually didn't have any body modification, but she was still like alternative and like not, still the non-traditional beautiful and everything else.
What made her alternative and non-traditional beautiful then?
I think she's a redhead. Like redhead, curvy, like milky white skin. Like she's gorgeous.
I'm all about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
When we were talking about that back in the day, when you were like, "Oh, you ever paid for like porn? Blah blah blah. Why would you do that?" And it was for Suicide Girls because it wasn't long ago when there was not any girls with tattoos or colored hair or anything in porn anywhere.
Right.
Like, and
now
that
you
was
got
the
Christy
one
Mack.
place. Yeah.
Yeah, Christy Mack really blew that open.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, Christy Mack is fantastic. Yeah, it's fantastic.
She is.
I've enjoyed having relationships with redheaded girls and ginger girls. The only downside and stuff is when you finish, you don't know where it went.
Wow.
All right. Here is Weirdo's Instagram page. Yeah, I know. I'm crude.
No, go to the.
This is the Poly family.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Royal Poly family.
Yeah, I just have other videos on my TikTok.
Oh, yeah. Well, they didn't pull that up. And so these pictures, again, give me the backstory here of each picture because this one is funny. This is your husband. Yeah.
Yes.
That is. Lean into it. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Like I wanted a photo of them together because they're metas, they're bros, like they're friends.
They're metas. What does that mean?
So a metamor is your love's other love or your partner's other partner.
Okay.
So in this case, because Cornelius and Atticus are not together, they are metamors.
Cornelius and Atticus. Are you going by aliases here?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Those are the fakest names I've ever heard.
Yeah. I was like, that was such. I mean, for you explaining how they're not gay, you really didn't nail it with the name choices. I'm just saying.
Well, Cornelius comes from the Robinson family or whatever.
Right.
Disney.
Yeah,
And...
so
Doesn't make it less gay.
Yeah, Atticus Finch is in there too.
Well, I mean,
yes,
Theodora and she's Scarlett. So
yeah. No, I see the theme. It's, yeah. You guys are gonna clean up at Renaissance Fair.
Yeah.
So if you look at the top middle photo, that's where it started. Well, obviously, bottom left, that's me and my husband.
Yes.
Top left is Scarlett and Atticus. They've been married for 17 years.
Okay.
Well, they've been together 17 years, married for 12, I believe. I'm sure I will get a text in a second to correct me on that.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my husband have been poly for 5 years. This was a new concept for them.
Okay.
And they opened it up, and I'd known Scarlett for a few years because of Derby, and she was asking me, she's like, "What about this poly thing?" I was like, "I can't tell you." She's like, "Why not?" I was like, "Because I have a huge bias. It might seem like I'm grooming you because I've had a crush on you."
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So
that's exactly what a groomer would say.
That's right.
Oh my God.
Let's answer the phone real quick. Hold
All
on.
right.
Hold that thought. Rock 1 2.1. Who's this?
Hey, what's up? This is Brian. How's it going?
Good. What's going on, Brian?
Can you hear?
Mhm.
Oh, nothing much, man. I was listening to that last segment, and I just had a couple thoughts. I was thinking as you were talking about this, like how much consent was given by those other girls that engaged with this guy in terms of sharing their photos out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right. Did he explain to them?
Right. He's like, hey, here's the deal. If things go well, I'm
Exactly,
going to bang
right?
you, but I'm also going to put you in a slideshow
Yeah.
with other girls that I've
Yeah,
potentially
right?
banged. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And I mean, fair play to him for going out and having that, right, and being able to engage in that like consensual sexual relation with these women, but then sharing it afterwards, like I don't know, man, something about that feels just like
A modern day.
ultimately it's just like lifting the platform, right?
Again, he might not have banged them all. He was only a date, so there is that part of it.
Some of them, he
Yeah,
did say 100 dates. Could have
But
been
even
2
the
days.
insinuation, how they're on their names all over the internet, and
Yeah.
well, I don't know, I'm not that frequent engagements,
No, yeah, you're not wrong,
but
dude. You
and I appreciate, able to talk to my kids about, like I appreciate having that on the radio so that we can, this is a point of conversation.
yeah.
Well, we're here for the
So-
kids, obviously.
Yeah.
Lifting
We're
that
teaching
up.
them kids. You were breaking up a little bit, Brian, but yeah, I would say that I think most people, just like myself and yourself, when you assume that you're going on a date, you know what happens when a date goes well. So it's a safe assumption. This kid is definitely kind of like a rich, entitled kid who's good looking enough to be able to pull this off, and obviously, when I say pull it off, not even just match with these girls, but to travel state to state for an entire year, including like Hawaii and New York, and just for the sole purpose of just linking up and dating someone. And this guy has a hotel room or an Airbnb, right? And he has the ultimate setup to be like, hey, like no strings attached. I got to be on to the next town, but if you want to come back for a drink, I got this awesome hotel room, whatever. So I would say this kid probably even got 75% of the date successful ratio if he's on it. Even though he says he still doesn't understand women, I think he was good looking enough to where he didn't even have to be very intelligent to seal the deal.
Yeah, and I get the big point that like I think is important to discuss more is like the whole idea of consent and that culture around that. But hey, while I got you on, can we get some Pixies today?
Maybe. I don't know. I got to play new Nickelback. I know that's a weird statement to respond back to. Yeah, but I do.
It's a good song.
I
You'll
know.
enjoy it.
It is good. I debuted it earlier. It's not anywhere else, and I'm just kind of. They're coming back. They're coming
All
back.
right, sounds good. Hey, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
No problem, Brian. I'll talk to you soon. Nickelback is the new Pixies. Said nobody. I know. Mystery 22 is how it was labeled in there, and it's kind of cool because honestly, the big deal about this is that I actually have a song that you can't find online. Usually all these songs have been online for months before they make it to my desk.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes on the air for months before they make it into my shift.
Yeah.
So this is a big deal just for that. And
it's funny because the way people's radios work, where they'll put information on the radio now, where that caller said, like, it said mystery 22, like they know that's what.
yeah.
What is this mystery 20? What is it? So
Uh-huh.
that's pretty funny too, because it's effing with people. They try to Shazam it. It's not there.
That's right.
Like, that's pretty
Yeah.
funny.
That is funny.
That's
I do
good.
feel like it, and it feels like I'm like pulling a fast one on them, and it's good. Yeah, because you know me, I like fucking with people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I was messing with people all day long yesterday. I had, let's see, I know
that-
there was,
Is that JJ on Twitch?
yes.
Okay. No, I'm not married to Ian from Anthrax, but if he wears aviators, sometimes he looks like Rob Halford from
Ooh,
Judas Priest a
There
little
you
bit.
go. You again continue not to make them sound gay at all whatsoever. Right? It's just fucking terrible.
The gayest man ever.
Who came out in Tucson. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
absolutely.
I
met
it
him,
brings me
you
so
can
much joy.
Yeah. The waking up at the Polly breakfast. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, so this is our Sundays are usually jam packed.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, we break up with breakfast. Atticus and I were working out.
Nice.
That way, Scarlett could sit there and do laundry. And then this was us. This is during move-in time for us too. So we're like trying to organize.
Yeah.
And then came and did the one-page RPG. And then we did some family photos.
Nice.
Yeah.
Doing the hair. I
That's
mean,
a full day.
having all the assistants. Yeah. I mean, that's the only thing is like there's days I want to like wind down and be lazy.
Mhm.
And sometimes just having my girlfriend and my daughters too much. I'm like, I got shit to do.
Yeah.
And it's like my girlfriend, my daughter, my wife, my other kid, their kid. Like, oh my God.
Do the two boys hang out? Like, and
They do.
What do they do?
Yeah,
when they
they'll
hang
play
out?
video games
Yeah.
or board games.
And arm wrestle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and-
Measure
they,
dicks.
They
Yeah.
gotta measure
Sword fighting.
establish
Fine.
dominance secretly.
Well, it was funny
Hold
because
on. We got 3 seconds. I got to get
Okay,
into this.
fine.
Hold on. Rock on 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're live on a podcast broadcast and we're keeping the conversation moving there. But for you guys on the FM side, I got a special treat. It's a mystery song from a mystery artist. And if you were listening earlier in the day, you know exactly who I'm talking about. And it's a band that I've been a proponent of all year long. And it's almost kind of like we manifested destiny. And I feel like this band is poised to make a major comeback, but it could be wrong. I'll play this little song and let you decide. Here's the mystery song. It's called Mystery Song 22 from Mystery Artist 22. And it's the year 2022. Can you put it together? Let's go. All right. You guys want to rock a little bit on the stream? I don't even know if I would get booted from the stream yet if it's
You
even
probably
licensed.
wouldn't.
Let's get this circus on down the road. We're taking bets up on a tank and gas will go.
Take it away, weirdo.
There comes a more.
It's a good one. It really is. It's a banger.
Now you, Powers.
There ain't no back door.
Get those tambourines.
No
Tambourines.
It's almost every other night.
Not me.
Last time we found it, can't remember much.
I'll do the Jake Paul.
And then get knocked out.
No, but
What?
yeah. I think that's all I can play. I don't
Okay.
want to get booted, but there you go.
I did it all for rock and roll. It's a terrible song lyric.
Yeah. I mean, there are some cheese factors to it, but it's pop and I see it. I think people will dig it.
Yeah.
And
Kapow.
yeah,
I couldn't see what that emoji was at first.
I'm just rooting for him to make that full comeback because it will make us literally look pretty fucking genius there. you know,
This
ahead
is
of the
either going to
curve.
turn into Beef, you get credit for this, or Beef, it's all your fault.
I would love,
Yeah.
I would love soul credit for a Nickelback comeback.
This one guy.
This one
This
guy
one
in
guy.
Tucson in Market 62
Yeah.
started a revolution.
A revolution.
All right, so let's see. We got more that I want to feature here for you before we get back on the air. I got a love hurt story that's pretty wicked. And I did breaking news earlier. I could do breaking news again if you want me to do that story again real quick. Did you like that story?
I liked how you did the breaking news part of it.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the news was.
Yeah.
All right, here. I'm doing the breaking news. I'll remind you what that story is.
Dark right here.
So dark.
So dark.
Hold on. Stay right here.
Not going anywhere.
Keep those headphones on. And Beefegan here from Beefegan Presents, here with breaking news. Denver police are reminding drivers to slow down after officers clocked a vehicle doing 68 miles an hour over the speed limit on the highway. The vehicle, believed to be a Dodge Challenger or Charger, was flying at 133 miles an hour, more than twice the 65 mile an hour speed limit. Officers couldn't make an arrest due to the officer's speed, and the car didn't have a license plate. The police department said in a tweet that the speed was quote-unquote terrifying, but also pretty quote-unquote badass, and urged drivers to slow down next time so the cops could catch them. That was breaking news. There you go. Thank you.
Perfect news cadence.
We need to get to like a little sports coat to put on real quick. Next time you need to hold the thing to your ear.
Yeah.
Yes, I should.
Just in.
Yeah, we just did breaking news on the podcast broadcast stream, and we are back here live on Rock 102.1 KFMA. I got a quick love hurt story. Just a reminder out there that the best women in bed will stab you. I'll give you an example of a stabby McVie.
McVie. That was good.
Yeah. So this happened. There was a man who back in New York, in your old territory. He broke up with a girl. And then like a week later, after he broke up with her, he woke up in the morning, came outside to his car to discover that all 4 of his tires were slashed.
Yikes.
That's a bad day.
It's a bad day. That's how you know you got with one of them crazies, the McCrazies, and it happens to the best of us, trust me. And Waylon, was a victim of this, and he felt really upset, and he was mad, and rightfully so. He was dating a 19-year-old named Jakea. And, after he discovered his tires were slashed, he confronted her and said, Jakea, what the F, man? You owe me money for new tires. I know it was you that slashed those tires. My neighbor saw you. So Jakea's like, you know what? You caught me. You're right. I'm sorry. I acted out in a fit of rage. I could meet up with you and pay you back for the damages of the tire. And they're like, okay, that's very fair, Jakea.
Amicable.
Yes,
right.
I love it. So the Waylon said, well, meet me at the Burger King. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That was the first mistake.
Yeah, I was gonna say nothing ever happens good at the Burger King.
In a Burger King parking lot. You're right, weirdo. It doesn't.
They just tore the one down at Grand Alvernon. It's gone.
Yes. So they met in the Burger King parking lot, and Jakea was supposedly going to give him cash. But when he rolled down his window, she reached in and stabbed him.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she stabbed him in the chest. Now, luckily, he's okay, and he drove himself to the hospital, and they released him after he got stitched up. But at the same time, he didn't get that money back. The cops were able to track down Jakea and found a knife with a 3.5-inch blade, so she kept the weapon just in case she needed to stab him again.
Well, yeah. Now it's, a memory.
Yeah. Now, no word on if it was the same knife she used to slash the tires, but, investigators
Go with it.
are assuming so.
Yeah.
So that's just an example of when love hurts. Sometimes it gives you that stabbing pain to the chest. Literally. We're going to hit the reset, keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. Be back with your beef tip after this. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear.
Could you imagine? Like, it's just like, I'll just roll down the window. Stabbed.
I've been in situations where it's almost like that. Yeah. So I can't imagine it. And been very lucky and fortunate not to have been seriously hurt from maniacs.
I mean, I can bring it down even another notch. Like, there's stories all the time of like women's abusive exes using some kind of trick and then shoots them.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yes. No.
It's gnarly.
I mean, it's serious. Love hurts. That's a thing. That's what happens, and it sucks to come across those stories. Luckily, this dude was okay, and he learned his lesson. And after she gets out of jail, I'm sure he'll bang her again because she was probably like an 11 out of 10 as far as in bed. As far as crazy, on the crazy scale,
Well, that's what you want. I mean, obviously she's very crazy, so probably very good at bed.
yeah, that's just the way it works. Don't blame me. Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah, or stab him.
Don't stab the messenger. Not alone. All right, we're getting ready for our. Let's see. I don't have that loaded up yet. That's fine. Getting ready for our beef tip. I do have another thing I wanted to show just for the stream. Oh shit, yeah. The one thing I should have mentioned on the air, and I do have more headlines too. This was something I feel like you would have been a part of in high school, Weirdo. There's a Pennsylvania school that has an after-school Satan club.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're excited?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew you would be.
No, I've been following Satanic Temple with this whole, after school with Satan thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After school Satan's a real thing in
is.
Pennsylvania, and the Satanic Temple is being allowed to host a high school back to school event.
Finally.
Northern York County School District has given permission for the after school Satan club to proceed after being shut down by the school board and angry parents last April. Now, some parents are mad as hell, pun intended, that God is being shut out, but Satan's be allowed in our schools. Okay. Others, including the Satanic Temple, see it as a First Amendment issue and a form of religious expression,
Correct.
as is given to the Dillsburg community worship and prayer night. So, so their counter is like, hey, man, they get to do this.
Correct.
So why can't we? So if you don't want us to do it, then shut down the Dillsburg community worship prayer night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Satanic Temple is recognized as an official religion. They have their tax, exemption. So it's only fair. And I don't know if I'm going to be, leading into what you're going to be saying, but it's just teaching a lot of science and creativity and that kind of thing. So why is it so bad?
I saw a funny meme about all these religious folks that like, oh, you're all so upset. Satan's just the warden. He's the one sending them all down there. And it's like, oh, that's a hot take.
That is a hot take.
Yeah.
It ain't Satan's fault. He's just working.
Yeah. If I'm doing the things in life that Satan wants me to do, why wouldn't I be rewarded once I go to hell? Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Okay.
If he was even real, let's be
exactly.
honest.
That as well.
Right.
True.
Satanists actually don't believe in Satan. It's just a symbol.
Yeah, that's true. But I would argue that there's more evidence of Satan than God in this world today.
I don't know. Read the Bible. God did a lot of stuff.
That's true.
I'm gonna get canceled.
That's a fuck up shit. Okay, moving
Very
forward.
sensitive.
Remember back in July when you spent all your money on Mega Millions lottery tickets, hoping that you'd score $1.34 billion?
Nope.
Yes, I spent $10.
Yes.
I spent $0.
Well, apparently the person in Illinois with the winning lottery ticket doesn't even know that they won. We're now into the second week of September, and that jackpot is still lingering out there. Technically, winners do have a year to claim their winnings, but there's still a deadline to contend with. Mega Millions and Powerball winners have 60 days to choose either the 29-year annuity or the cash option of $780.5 million.
Right.
And whoever won this has not done that yet. Now, normally, if you win that much money, of course, it's going to take a minute. You want to get all your ducks in a row. But those ducks should have been in a row by now if this person knew that they won. So just imagine like what the scenario was. What if it was a person who had the lottery ticket on them, got in a car accident and got engulfed in flames or something? Whatever the case, $1.34 billion, it was a waste. I should have won it because I would have claimed it. I wouldn't have been this dickhead not claiming the fucking Powerball.
What's the first thing you would have done, both of you, if you found out that you won the lottery?
Oh, well, I'd whip out a piece of paper and a pen. I like to write things down. And then I would put "fuck you" list right on the top. Yeah. No, I would. And then I just list down. I'm a very petty man, obviously. I just write down some "fuck you" things I look to accomplish, and then I'd start, because I'm responsible, budgeting out my "fuck yous," right?
Right.
So how much am I willing to say "fuck you" to this person?
Yeah,
all right, that's
skywriting for
500,000.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I would completely, and this is the reason why I would not win the Powerball. Because a lot of people would say, like, I don't know, the good person answer, the charity and blah, blah, blah bullshit. I would literally say, like, how much money can I set aside just to blow, just to piss off a bunch of people and like have like a fucking crazy awesome time.
Yeah.
And in still doing this radio, right? Like how much money would I give Lotus to say, fuck you, KFMA is mine. You run all the fucking like technical shit and then don't worry about anything else. Fuck you.
That
and
would be
then-
kind of cool.
Yeah. And then basically do a show between Phoenix and Tucson. And then get back and power up my old station, give them a little bit of money and say fuck you, and then really go in and build up the studio the way it should be, the way we were promised the studio like fucking 7 months ago.
Yeah.
And really start making waves and putting out good content, and which we're trying to do anyways. But with resources would be fantastic. And to be honest with you, I would switch the afternoons. I would not do the mornings anymore. I would do like a 2 to 6 shift. Go strong on the FM side for your drive home, because if I'm rich, then I'm sure I'm gonna have more plans at night. Like have more
And we
opportunities.
could sleep in.
Yeah.
That 4:30 comes real early.
I know. So I mean, if you were gonna be a billionaire, the least you could do is give yourself 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
That's what I would cost. All right. This morning,
I'd buy gum. There's my answer.
First
I guess.
thing I do is
It's a
change
long
my
answer.
phone number. I just change my phone number, get a lawyer immediately. I don't want to be bothered.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a fun real answer is I would buy a bunch of fake money because I don't want to do it real cash. And I want to make a giant chair out of money.
Like a Game of Thrones. throne?
Yes. And then
Nice.
that's how I announce I won the lottery. It's just a pan back of that. And I'm just,
Just
sitting in
close
this,
up on your face
yeah,
first, and
just like-
then
and that's how I announce I'm the one that won it.
Vegan Egan saying I'm not supposed to use the term crazy to refer to women. All right, noted. I'll write that down. See, I mean, it's something I do.
mean, I'm guilty of it too. I mean,
Wait,
I try
why is
not
crazy
to.
not allowed? Is that sexist? Everyone's crazy. We're all
It
crazy.
has the capability of being crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's true.
It's typically used more against women.
Let's see. JJ saying, beef could blow up big, like Popular. Oh, Popular would be so nice. I've logged in for like a year as a fan, and the powers keeps growing. Yeah, fans keep calling. Yeah, we do get great. We have been getting more and more new people calling in, first time callers.
Yep, new winners.
First time winners. Yeah, and I feel good about that as we continue to, it's just you guys out there spreading the word. And today, in hindsight, it was a solid show, and that's good because honestly, I did week and a half of not solid shows because I'm sick and brain dead. Had some shitty shows in there.
It's because I wasn't here.
Well, and when he came
Correct.
back, he was, a little too excited. So that was, his first show back was
Hey, you
not
were
a solid
such a
show.
grump.
That was a good show. We were very good. When was that? I forget.
Yeah. So, but today, I was like ready, firing on all cylinders. Which is,
I mean, it's one of my favorite days to come in is when Powers is here and you're here and we just kill it.
well, no offense to Rico. Come on. Oh, somebody has favorites. That's all right. I think Kat prefers Rico. So
There we
She
go.
doesn't.
Yeah,
She doesn't. She
it's-
told me secretly.
it's spread evenly. It really is. Okay, we're gonna wrap things up here with a beef tip. There was another thing. There are scientists working on a video game to help people suffering from long COVID to kind of get over the COVID brain fog. And I'm like, you guys waste so much money. What? You never heard of Tetris? You dumb fucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I just want to throw that out there. All right. We'll go in here. Here's our beef tip. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents, the home of awesome new Nickelback. We're almost out of time. I'd like to remind everybody we're giving away tickets for Alice in Chains, Breaking Benjamin, and Bush tomorrow morning. On a Thursday, we're also going to have U of A football tickets. U of A coming out strong.
Yeah.
Won their first game against San Diego State and looked really good doing it. So we're expecting a huge home opener this weekend, and I'm stoked about it. Let's get into your beef tip before we get out the door and Robin Nash takes over. There's a TikTok video going viral on how to get a $2 burrito at Chipotle. Yeah, and this is a great hack for all you college students out there. You order a tortilla, then a side of beans and a side of cheese. So basically, it's a bean and cheese burrito, but those are pretty delicious. Then you ask the person to put it all together. They'll give you a funny look, but it's like, that's your job, bitch. Do it.
Jeez.
The price of tortilla and the two sides, just over $2. Now, that reminded me, back when I had a Fuddruckers down the street when I was going to college, I had no money. But they had a cheese sauce, right?
Yeah.
So I would buy just a grilled bun for 39 cents. And then I'd load up like a super grilled cheese.
Yeah.
So always look for those kind of hacks if you're broke. There's always going to be food options out there. You just got to be creative. And that's my beef tip to you. All right. That's all the time we have for today's show. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for listening. Drive safe, ride safe. And as always, rock local. Later.
Later days.
When you wish upon a side of beef. Soon
Peace, guys. Thank you so much.
come an end to all your grief.
Yeah.
But if you've been mean or kind of bad,
Okay.
I will knock out all your teeth.